What's up guys, welcome back. This video I am going to be talking about some new gear that I want to get. So before we get into it, hit that like, smash that subscribe and roll that intro. So it's been a few weeks since our wild camp up on Cox Tor. The weather on that day was not fantastic. It was raining, it was misty, and it was quite windy throughout the whole day. So we spent quite a bit of time in our separate tents on that day. If you want to check that video out, link at the end of the video to watch it. It's worth a watch. It was our first proper wild camp as a channel anyway. So let's get into what I want to get for my next camp. Number one on my list is a tent. So the tent I currently have, which is the Vangal Soul 200 two-man tent, is okay. It's a good budget tent. I paid about £40 2 years ago for it, and it's been used throughout those 2 years on some wild camps, some camping with the scouts, some camping on campsites. So it's been well used, and I think it's just time for an upgrade, something a bit roomier, something a bit more comfortable to sleep in. The tent that Alex used on the camp was the OEX Hyena 2 tunnel tent, and he didn't really have anything negative to say about it. It does look a lot roomier than what mine was, and I think I might maybe look at getting one of those or something similar to that size. That is also advertised as a two-man tent, and it is a tent that you can definitely get two people in. Next up is a new bag. So the bag that I normally use for my camping stuff ripped at the seams, and the zip doesn't work anymore. So I've had to kind of just throw that one away, and I had to use this one behind me for the day, which was fine. It's a 40-litre bag. It only just fit all my stuff in, but I do need a proper bag for my camping. I'm thinking maybe a 65 or an 85-litre just for that convenience. The sleeping bag I use is a Andes Nevado 400, and that weighs about 2.5 kilos, and it doesn't really pack down as small as I would like. So it is quite bulky, which means I need a decent sized bag for it. The sleeping bag, when I put it in that bag there, it filled up the entire bag. I couldn't put anything else in there, so I ended up having to strap my tent to the side of the bag and the sleeping mat to the other side, and just packing all the little pockets and trying to carabiner things on. So a new bag is a must. I was toying at the idea of maybe getting a new sleeping bag, a smaller one, something that weighs a bit less, but I like the bag I've got. I really do like it. It was the first sleeping bag that I bought, and I haven't really wanted to sleep in anything else. I do have another sleeping bag, which is a 3-season one, but it's just not as roomy. I'm a bit of a fidget sleeper, so I like to kick my legs out a bit when I'm sleeping. So that is going to stay in my pack for as long as I've got it. One thing I don't have, which I haven't really wanted before, is a stove, because I'm not one for hot drinks or hot meals. I'm not too fussed. I'm not precious about having those things. I don't need a coffee fix in the morning when I wake up. But being in that tent for close to 6 to 7 hours, being awake, kind of made me bored a bit, and I kind of did just fancy something hot to drink, because I was cold, and I just wanted something hot to eat and hot to drink. So I'm gonna probably look at getting a stove maybe. Alex bought the OEX Takana, I believe it's called, and he said that's quite good. So maybe look at something like that. I've been toying at the idea of getting a upgraded sleeping mat, just because I am a side sleeper and it's not really comfy. The one I've got is just a kind of generic, cheap, inflatable one that you get from Amazon or eBay. Um, so it's okay for what it is for the price you pay, but maybe look at getting a thicker mat for the future. But saying that, I have got a thermal roll mat which I can take, and that will insulate the bottom, and it will give me that little bit extra padding underneath. So I might try that before I go spend big money on a new mat. In a previous video, I was down Burrital Reservoir, and 2 minutes in, I said that I must have a hole in my boot
I have a hole in my boot.
because my feet got absolutely soaking, which didn't really make the journey comfortable or enjoyable. I was out previous before that video recording another video um, down Cadover Bridge, and I think from Cadover Bridge to Burrator, I must have been stepping in mud and puddles, which obviously seeped through into the boots. I didn't wear my gaiters at all that day, and even at Burrator, I was still walking through the mud and the puddles without my gaiters on, and I think that just didn't help. I got home, my boots were stinking, so they needed a clean. And I was thinking on that day maybe I need to get some new boots, especially for the big Dartmoor in a day hike coming up in a couple of weeks' time. But since then, I think they're fine, providing I just wear my gaiters on a wet day, or even maybe wear some wellies. I've got wellies that I don't really wear anymore, so I might start wearing those on days like this when it's just horrible. Some other things that I might want to get for the camping is a set of new tent pegs, because the ones you get standard aren't really amazing. They bend, they easily get lost. So I'm thinking maybe get some nice lighter tent pegs, or maybe some rock pegs. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have a look into that. Might look at getting a new stool. It's not interesting, but the one I've got now is quite old and it's a bit tatty. I do want to get a light for inside the tent. Currently, I just adopt the old makeshift lantern where you strap your head torch around a bottle and you just let it glow, which works fine. I had that on for the entire night. I fell asleep with it on for the entire camp up at Coxtall, and it was still going in the morning. So that was pretty cool. But I do want something a bit more purpose built, maybe a lantern or something I could just strap to the top of the tent. I have seen some inflatable lights that you just blow up and you plug into a power bank. So I might look at getting one of those. And to be fair, I think that's about it for now. There may be more stuff I want to swap out in the future, or some things that I might have forgotten that I wanted, or I might see something and I thought, oh yeah, that'll do. But until then, I think I'm just going to stick with my tent, my bag, probably a light, and probably get a stove, because why not? Anyway, thanks for watching. Just hearing me ramble on about the crap I've got, or the crap I want, should I say. Um, Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, when the weather picks up a bit more, we're going to get out and do another camp. So keep an eye out for that one. And yeah, we'll see you next time.